to Pillars of Eternity.
So, I haven't played this game in a long time, and I'm hoping a couple of things. First thing that I'm hoping, I have swapped to a new version of OBS. I'm hoping that it works. There's no way that I've been live for 12 seconds more. I guess maybe I was and I didn't realize that I was. So, let's see, what does it say? Yes. So the first thing is, I'm hoping that I'm audible and everything is working fine. Because things seemed fine on my levels and everything just now, but we'll see. So that's first thing. Second thing that I'm hoping for is that I don't die horribly. I'm going to be doing a Triple Crown run, and I'm hoping that it all goes well. So I played this game a long time ago. It was one of the first things that I uploaded on my channel. I was really proud of my run. And then the game just kind of negated it all by changing the rules, and I don't have a cup. Well. So basically, they buffed the hardest boss in the game, in addition to doing a bunch of other stuff. And I wasn't 100% happy with the build that my character had, because that was a blind run, so it makes sense. I will wait.
Dim lantern is only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You are taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okay, so we are not going up any further tonight. Now, we got that before we created our character, which I think is an unfortunate design decision because it means that I'm probably going to forget what happened to me by the time I finish creating my character. I will actually be right back because I am an amateur who forgot to get a cup. So one second. And I return. So, I returned just in time to see myself disappear on the YouTube thing. So, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing this game on the hardest difficulty. And if I die, as in, like, actually die, as opposed to get knocked unconscious, that will be very bad for me. Because that will delete my save file and I will be sad. So let's try to avoid having that happen, shall we? So this is a Triple Crown run. I decided to do it because while I don't usually like the Iron Man mode type stuff for this kind of a game, in all honesty, it's pretty hard to get actually killed as the protagonist unexpectedly. So I'm going to hopefully be able to avoid that. Now, last time I played as Aldrea, and I mentioned that I wasn't super happy with the build that I had. I wasn't really optimized for tanking, but I found that being a melee DPS is really hard on Path of the Damned because you're in range for the enemies to just smash you. So if you don't have really high defensive stats, then the enemies are just going to beat the ever-loving crap out of you. So she basically ended up not playing the sort of linchpin role in the party that I wanted her to. Adair was the one who was doing the linchpin role. If you don't know who that is, don't worry about it. There might be some mild spoilers in this as I talk about stuff. So anyway, wasn't super happy with it, so I'm going to be going with a different build this time. This time I'm going to be making Grillnesh, who is a worshipper of Aldrea. It also, I think, will fit better with the plot of the game. I won't go into details there, but I think that Grillnesh fits the plot very well. Kind of like he fits the plot of Baldur's Gate very well as well. He's a very good character for that. So anyway, so we're going with Wild Orlan. The reason that we're going with Wild Orlan Couple reasons. First thing, they get +1 resolve, which is nice, because +1 resolve is nice. The other thing is that after being subjected to a will attack, Wild Orlons temporarily gain a bonus to all defenses. So they get +10 to all their defenses anytime anything attacks them with a will attack. So I don't think they have to actually have it land. I think even if it misses, they still get the defense bonus, but I don't know for sure. But either way, this is one of the best like defensive abilities that exists from what I can see, from what I've seen in the game. Okay, so we are going to be making him a fighter. I was considering paladin, but after the nerfs that they've given to paladins to their defenses, I feel like they don't seem to have as much of a purpose. They really are more of a support characters in terms of like as a main tank. They don't seem to have any advantage, whereas fighters seem to have a lot of advantages. Okay, so there's a couple of options here, but you have Discipline Barrage, which is very good. +20 accuracy is very good. But Knockdown is the reason that you want Discipline Barrage. You want to have this +20 accuracy so that you can then knock the enemy down. So it seems a little bit silly to not get knocked down first. Now, I did in fact go through all these earlier. So I have a good idea of what I actually want to be doing here, because I can't hold the button down. But I'll see if I even remember it. So I think I had 8 there, and then I pumped my Constitution up to 18. Now the reason that I'm going with Constitution, one of the things that's important to understand about the way that this game works is that for the most part, you can see the +12 Fortitude, you can see -4 Fortitude. For the most part, the stats are kind of paired together. So Might and Constitution both give Fortitude. Dex and Perception give you Reflex. Intellect gives you Will. Intellect and Resolve give you Will. Resolve is the only one that gives you Deflection. So to give you... These are relatively self-explanatory, but these are your defense stats. So Deflection is basically your armor class in other games. It's what allows you to... avoid a melee attack. So if somebody's attacking you with a sword or something similar, deflection allows you to prevent that attack from landing. Fortitude is, poison gas or some other similar effect that's attacking your constitution, right? Dexterity is dodging something. Is it called dexterity? It's not. It's reflex, sorry. So reflex is dodging things, and will is like willpower. Again, pretty self-explanatory as long as you have an idea of what you're looking at. Now, because you have all these stats paired, what it means is that, as an example, you can see that I took a penalty to Might and pumped up my Constitution to 18. Now, the reason that I want to do that is because this character is meant to be a tank. Might gives Fortitude, Constitution gives Fortitude. From a practical standpoint, my defenses are the same, regardless of whether I do this or this. They're both the exact same. It doesn't influence my sort of like Fortitude dodge. So there's a couple of things that I could do if I wanted. I could drop other things, right? So as an example, I could put my stats up like this if I wanted. But I honestly think that for the beginning of the game in particular, increased interrupt and increased accuracy is probably better. Interrupt, by the way, is your ability to basically it's countered by concentration. So basically, interrupt will allow you to stop an action that someone's in the middle of activating, which is very powerful, very potent. Anyway, moving right along. So we're going to choose our culture. So we're going to be from the Adir Empire, which is the most powerful force in the world. It's centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. That is very fitting for him because everyone in my setting comes from a tropical climate. Though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Adir is at the heart and houses the majority of its humans and elven nations. So this gives us another +1 resolve. So we are going to have a total of 20 resolve right off the bat, give us a nice deflection bonus and all that jazz. Okay, so I'm going to give him Clergyman because he is a devotee of Aldrea, and I think that makes the most sense. So that's going to give him +2 to his lore, which is all well and good. Now, his primary colors should be probably silver if I can get it. And secondary color will be... Sure. Now, his skin color is going to be sort of a greenish tint because he is actually an amphibian, technically. Not in this game. Obviously, in this game, he's an Orlon, which is a different thing. But he's a Bragan, and Bragan are amphibians.
Let's go.
Okay, so he's going to get Stoic, and we're going to name him Grillnesh. He was called Grillnesh. Grillnesh. Now, this game is similar to like Baldur's Gate or something along those lines. I think that it has better balance to it. Fundamentally, the mechanics. I don't like the D20 mechanics. This uses D100 system. A lot of other stuff. I'll get to that stuff as things go. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you're planning a stroll through those ruins up there. The whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. In which case you'll be dead in a day.
Oh, snap.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a finger. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker. Let's see about refilling our water first. Got a signal here.
So that was not to me. That was talking to their hunter. So, where would I find their berries?
A bush that's common around here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
I'm just going to go through them all one by one.
You won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
I've never been in them myself, obviously.
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much. Not if you hurry about your business.
Is it dangerous out here?
Not if the weather holds up.
And what kind of weather do you have
This
here?
time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowig, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to. They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
I guess it's time to find some berries then.
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. If you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or pillow.
Kalisha! He needs to find some
She looks up at her own time.
Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
I forgot about this. I love it.
Off with you. Theoden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You're the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Yeah. Okay, so we have. Ooh, we can select. I don't. Okay, so strange illness, -3 concentration, -3 fortitude. So we can take a look at our character here. So we've got, oh my god, we've got 52 deflection base, which ain't too shabby. Let's see here, a dear clergyman. Da, da, da. So we've got 29 fortitude, 24 reflex, 40 will. Holy shit, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so how is she doing? She's got 33 deflection. Grill mash the badass. Okay, so how are we doing? We've got a weapon, medium heater shield, drops accuracy. Not a huge deal for now. Now, do I have the things set up?
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Do you now? See a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Got a whole wagon full of goods to sell. Not enough shirts for the road.
Scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered in uneven stubble. As if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Is there anything you need? Got some basic
I don't know anything about that. I don't have any stubble.
like to take a look.
Who are you?
Originally from the Adir Empire, I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Who are you? I recognize this guy's voice, and I don't remember from where. Obviously, I've heard it here before, but I think I've heard it before as well. I think he's in, like, either Dragon Age or some other similar game. Let's see. Might as well try. My thoughts
Something
exactly.
else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
Tell me about the Adir Empire that I'm totally not from.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here. The colonies used to include Raed Saris and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. In fact, our companions are quick to remind me of. Does it seem friendlier than Raed Saris? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Trade Republic. And he doesn't. This isn't voiced, so Deerwood is a former Deer colony, and it seems like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Raid Saren's worth ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds reasonable enough. Okay, so I have some copper that I could spend on stuff if I really felt like it. I could buy lockpicks if I want. What is this? I can retrain my characters. So I don't need to buy armor, I don't think. I think we're in good shape. So what are you? Second win. 1 per encounter, requires athletics 1. So.
Berries grow wild all over the place here. Keep your eye out.
Okay, good. So I did, in fact, hotkey that the way that I needed to. I'm not stealing. Not at all. No stealing. I can't quick save on Trial of Iron mode? How does Trial of Iron work then? What? Holy shit. Okay. So when I save, it'll exit me out completely. Okay, so that's... I was thinking that this was a little...
Sure.
I didn't realize how this was going to work. So this is actually going to be a little bit more inconvenient than I anticipated. So... Oops. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we've got some mushrooms. Orlon's Cradle. I guess it does mean that I don't have to worry about saving, since...
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
So can I... I can load, just normally. Okay.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
But I'll die if I don't get it.
We shouldn't stray too far. Let's check.
Oh shit. Okay, so... So she's not engaged, which means that I can just... go for it. So, as a fighter, I'm going to be continuously regenerating HP. As long as I'm in combat. So we're going to want to go ahead and flank everything. When they're flanked, they get a penalty to their defenses, I believe. And so I'll just be regenerating HP passively. Now, the way that... Let's see. I have a lot of hit points, so I think I'm going to have a difficult time actually getting killed. Now, you can see the bestiary progress for the young wolf is at 66%. So once you have... Oh, right, Path of Exile exists. Yeah, I'll change the title later.
This is it.
Did I select the wrong game? What do you mean I selected the wrong game? Give me a second. So you're a holy man. One moment. What the hell? This is the second time that this has happened. Recently. Basically, it said Pillars of Eternity before, and now it says Pill. So let's make sure that this actually updated. I don't know why it is. It has this thing where it has a drop-down menu where you can just select a game, and it doesn't seem to work properly, so I'll have to report that as a bug to Google. I guess, yeah, Google, to YouTube. So sorry about that. This game wasn't actually properly tagged. And yeah, I guess I'll do. Done. Okay. Because yeah, PoE can also be Path of Exile, so I changed it to Pillars of Eternity. So you're a holy man. I am a missionary. I, am for Aldrea all the way. How's it happen down here? I'm hoping to spread my faith abroad. It's time for you to move on. For me, it's just about every week. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? Grillnesh would never settle anywhere. He's just passing through. I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with big cities, just a little ways further up down the road. Where are you headed? Wander. 100%. Couldn't judge you for that. Been half my life. Just watch yourself. You get off too far off the beaten path, the lands are wild in more ways than one. Anyway, I'm wasting time. Odema will give me an airful. Let's be on our way. So what are you doing here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. That's what's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixamiddle. But I'll do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, and I'm here and we'll see. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. So tell me about yourself. I got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rawatai and another in the Deer. My sister in the Gilded Vale, she's the only real homebody. Homebody, that's me. That's me. And yes, it is important. Well, I just couldn't see it because the thing was scrolled too high, so I couldn't see the thing. So thank you for mentioning that and telling me. What can you tell me about Deerwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Deer Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. Been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things lately. People have been in trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting any water anytime soon. He does what he likes when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down the way. Come on, I'll get you your water. Okay. So that was reasonably simple. That went fine. How are we doing in terms of hit points? We have... I'm actually curious. So I have a total of 294 health at my disposal right now. She's actually really quite tanky. How much HP do you have? So I guess she has 14 constitution, which is pretty high as well. So is this guy still here? Looks like he wandered off. Gotta fully explore every map. So in terms of like actual restrictions for the run, I don't actually remember what I did in the previous run. I don't really have necessarily too many hard restrictions because of the fact that I'm on such a high difficulty setting. I don't want to get myself in a bad position. Corpse cold to the touch and a ripe smell wafts from the putrid waves. A dark crusted bloodstain besmirches the simple linen lining. Judging, taking all your lockpicks. Give me all your lockpicks. Okay, so here's the question. Do I want... based off of how that previous fight went, I don't think I need to worry about it.
What a surprise. Sparfel went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
That... He also apparently left a lamp. Crouch with a river rake. Dip your water skin in cool water while Kalisha waits nearby. Keeping watch as you rise, you notice her look sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfel, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there's a strangeness in his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath, because he's a zombie.
Sparfel, are you all right?
Sparfel's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Okay, then.
Ambush.
Oh, that was on auto pause already. Okay, so she's just gonna go beat this guy up. I think that that's probably the most sensible way to handle it. I'm going to go ahead and knock you down. And you. Maybe I won't knock you down. Okay, so let's just completely fail at life. Seems like a good way to handle things. So I'm taking more damage than I'd like to, and okay, so there we go. So now we can actually flank this guy, and then knock him over, hopefully. There we go. GG. Whew. Alright, so we can take the hide armor, take this. So how am I doing on HP? Okay, I've used about a third of my max HP, so I have about 3.5, 4 HP bars left. Mushrooms! But in the previous one, I had a pretty decent number of restrictions, but I don't remember really what they are. I think that I didn't allow myself to use consumables. So we'll see how this one goes. So, do I want to put her in front? Nah, I don't think I want to put her in front. Okay, so my goal here is not going to be successful, so I'm just gonna... That is bad. And he's not considered flanked because I'm knocked over. There we go. He's now considered flanked, so we can try and knock him over. We can fail to knock him over. Never mind, we got him. And then we can just totally fail because we're cool like that. Oh shit. That's not good. Alright, so... I do think that overall I'm probably better off doing it this way than the way that I was handling it before. Because the flanking bonus to their... sorry, the flanking penalty to their armor class should be sufficient enough that this will work better than the way that I was handling it before. Alright, oh. This one's flanked. I guess I can go ahead and knock him down. But yeah, I tried to avoid using heals any more than necessary in the previous run, and we'll see how I feel, or using resting rather any more than necessary in the previous run. We'll see how it goes. All around you, the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to wards away some poisonous vapor. Handful of dark feathers stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hayden, the last of your caravan still standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you'll lose. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Airglenfath. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lower down your arms. Don't trust them, they mean to kill us all. Interesting. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you're worshippers of Galloway. Galloway told you to stop protecting their own, would you? Of course, but he would not. It is by by the command of the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? It has always been known to my people. I see, and what of Galloway's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galloway would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after the builders have turned to dust? He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not you personally. But why would that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle and he nearly fumbles it, affording Hayden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges at you instead. Well. Does he, though? Because it looks like they're all on him. So she is not flanked. Oh man, Hayden is in deep shit. Okay, so she's gonna try to knock the leader down. He is a rogue. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to keep attacking this one. You are going to knock this huntress over if possible. Yes. So, if he tries to walk away, he is completely boned, so I'm not going to try to walk away with him. What I will do... Why can't he use this? So this one's blinded. He is in deep shit. And he's down. Okay, so... that one's toast. This one's badly injured and blind. We're going to go ahead and deal with that one first. He is barely injured. I'm actually just going to focus down this one first, because... that'll work better for us. But yeah, unfortunately, he tried to disengage and didn't really disengage very far. If I had realized that he was entering my party, then that would have actually helped a lot, but I didn't notice. Because I might have been able to change his direction and get him going to the right location. Okay, so she should be just attacking him, no problem. Okay, so now's the point where we go boop. Or not. There we go. Okay, so... enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful glass. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath the choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin. Where it pierces you, it feels as if it's rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed open chest and bowel, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort, he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Excuse me. Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step you set your hands on the worn folds of the weathered rock and set to pulling yourself out of the precipice. With one last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up on the ledge. Hayden trails behind, slowed by an injury, delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hayden and topples him to the rocky ground. Restrained, Hayden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from the position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, it would give a good chance of hitting your mark. Well, I might as well throw it. Your aim is true, and it hits Hayden, and the hit jars Hayden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hayden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jarred from their sockets. They hold on just long enough for Hayden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance and swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your chest as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. New gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall under its own weight. And...
Was that?
Buick. Had to be.
And we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Okay then. So we can save the game. Okay, so it looks like it is auto-saving, so I don't need to worry about saving manually. So we can go ahead and talk to some people.
Come on, we're not dying in this place.
This trip could have gone better.
No shit. So lower levels of the ruin have been blocked off by fallen rubble.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
So what happened out there? Windstorm, of a kind that's only get in Air Glenfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. Glenfathan word Beawick. I don't know why they call it Beawick when it's an A, but whatever. To them, it's the gods' ways of reaping the souls of the land. They couldn't find their own way out, but they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? I don't know, do I? Glenfathans. Those would be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galloway, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema, I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. Glenfathan said we trespassed. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it. But as much as the fangs are hotheads, Glenfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something or got the wrong idea, or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. And what about the people in the caravan? Wheels got hold of them now. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. Well, then let's get going. You have a wrenched shoulder.
Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
Got a hammer and chisel. Okay, so I threw my weapon at them, so I don't have one now. Oh, this gives +5 deflection? That's cool. So that's awesome. So I was able to increase my deflection some more. So now I've got 57 deflection, which isn't too bad for a level 1 character just starting out. Let's take a look. Yeah, the other characters, their deflection is so bad. Alright, so... And if I ever do get attacked by a will attack... Trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobbly elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Jwarp. It watches you cautiously, breathing its ragged sighs. I'm going to go ahead and say it's okay, I won't hurt you. It recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. It cocks its head and approaches you, soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. I'll just back away. Okay, so it looks like it watches me warily as I go. Yep, and then when I get too close to it, it just attacks me. So, oh well.
Wait, do you hear that?
Crossbow, thing within relief gem. Torch, tattered journal, so we can read this. The small folio is torn in several places. The blood is soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice, and I've got my hands on a genuine and within artifact. The fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins, but if he's right about this gem leading to a secret treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Salant Lys in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding the relief he was talking about. Okay. Properties accurate. So that was a will attack, right? Yes, so that was a will attack, so I now have 67 deflection. Too bad it's not going to help me any because I have an entirely... Okay. Okay, we have another hatchet here.
Take a look at the wall. Think we could get through?
Okay, so I'm not going to take a look at this wall quite yet.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols? That roundish symbol. Pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
Okay. I'm not sure if I want to light this because I don't know what the order should be. Lesser black ooze. Wow, that was a big hit. Knockdown. Okay. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. Ooh. It's a poleaxe.
What's that muck on the wall?
Viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down the walls. The shapes and bulges on the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use my water skin to clear it off. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls to the hair, the ridges, and the pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. Let's place the gem in the eye socket. Chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall goes away. Yay! Ooze. Sneak attack. Sneak attack. So... +5 fortitude, reflex, and will. Not too bad. And where'd it go? Where did it go? That's weird. I'm very confused. Because I definitely picked it up. It's not in there anymore. Where'd it go? I'm very confused right now, so... It didn't get equipped on anybody. Okay, I'm a little confused about this, so... Oh! I think I accidentally put it in my stash. Maybe? There we go. Camp or return to town to access that. Okay, so it got slapped into my stash, which means that I don't have access to it quite yet. So that's fine. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and light this brazier. So that allows me to get through there. Now the question is that how I want to go, or do I want to go this way first? I'm going to explore this first. I'm going to push on the wall. Let Kalisha break the wall down. There we go.
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
Do
Be quiet.
I can see clearly now the rain has come. Peekaboo. Okay, so they've... Okay, so one of them used his attack, the other two did not yet. so there we go. Done. Plus we're nowhere near leveling, but we have maxed out the bestiary for Skulder Whelps. Which is good. So that means that we won't get any EXP anytime that we fight those anymore.
I think we found an exit. Sounds like a storm path, too.
Okay, so I think this just leads to the other side of this. Oh god. Whoop. Why did I lose? Okay. What the hell?
Right.
I wasn't... Okay, the targeting is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, this just leads to here, and I think we are all set. Oh god, that is more enemies than I anticipated. Unfortunately. Let's try. I'm not going to do this yet. Okay, there we go. So that one, we can start backstabbing. Stabbity and stabbity. Failed stabbity. Successful stabbity. Yay! And stabbity. There we go. All set. Bats as large as chickens are strung on the web. Delicious. We have a rapier. Bloodstone. Okay, the helmet doesn't seem to do anything. I'm not going to worry about it. And we've got an exit here. Are we done here? Looks like we're done here. So let's pop on out of here. Four robed figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body. Colorless as stone or ash, the other figures gaze upon it in what looks to be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out amongst them. A thick gray beard frames a face, otherwise hidden behind a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with runic language unlike any you've ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress and two protrusions that jut out like wings of some malevolent creature.
Finder bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, he that was, and regard it among your favorite. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the Queen of Laws, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts from the concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you're knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land and pain swells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away in the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end is a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Circling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you've just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now you see a man with thick gray beard and a ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You're walking toward him now, at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it is dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Heoden and Kalisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. And...
Can't move now.
And we have leveled up, so we can go ahead and do that. So... I don't remember how I level. I have to click this. Okay. So, I have skill points to put. And what do I want to put points into? I feel like lore is something that he would definitely be akin to, but... So, I don't feel like Grillnesh would necessarily have a high amount of information about nature. Mechanics, maybe, depending on setting. But I don't think that this is really his specialty, so I think I'm going to focus exclusively on athletics and lore. So I'm just going to be spending points in these two every level and just going with that. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next. So we have talent now. Let's go with defensive talents. So weapon and shield style gives me a shield deflection bonus of 6. In addition, it also makes the deflection bonus that I get from the shield also apply to my reflex save. This is a very, very powerful effect. So this gives me +1 enemies engaged. And let's see here, what other things do we have? So this is interesting. This gives 1 per rest. It gives 40% health over 9 seconds, which effectively gives me extra thinger. This is probably better to get for other people, because I can use that on him. +1 move speed, +5 defense while disengaging. I do not believe that I need any of these for now. I think I'm going to go with weapon and shield style. This will give me a really big bonus to reflex. So you can see that I get +10 reflex out of this. I actually get more reflex out of weapon and shield style than I get out of getting Snake's reflexes, while simultaneously getting just passive +6 to my deflection. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I think... I don't think I need rapid recovery, really. This gives an additional knockdown use. I don't think I need that. So yeah, we're going to go with weapon and shield style. That gives me +1, +6 to shield deflection and all that good jazz. So we are going to be tankier than we were before. And... okay, so that's... you know, fine. That's not concerning at all. No, no, no. So what is this? Ah, we are fatigued. Yes, so we lose accuracy minus 25%. Vessel flesh. Okay. Massive structure is formed of stone, adra, and copper and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy. Somebody being burned at the stake. Okie dokie. So what are they vessels for? That's the question. Alright, so I can look at my crafting. Oh, this is really good. +40 deflection until hit or critically hit means a lot at the high end. We'll see. I think I recognize now why it is that I had such a difficult time. I think that I did prevent myself from using consumables, and that puts a severe limit on the power of some of your stuff. So we need rest. Not sure. Can I just camp anywhere I want? Okay, I don't need to save because it happens automatically. So we'll see whether I can continue on and not need 66 defense and not need to actually rest, or if I'm going to need to actually start resting at some point. We'll figure it out. There are limits to how far I can go without resting because I do have a limit to how much I can be healed. That's interesting. So we got a Jorp here. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock it down. There we go. So I'm going to be doing a lot of missing with my current penalties right here because I've got this major fatigue. Good morning. This is taking so long. Okay, 1 second, folks. Okay, there we go. Oh, nice, perfect timing. So, as you can see, this fatigue is really messing with me right now. And let's see, what am I going for here? Boop, 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 boop. Minus 25% to maximum endurance. Okay, so I'm going to be trying to finish up this area. Just this little spot here. Once I've done that, then I will be... Oh, God. God, no. This is so many of them. I will, I don't think I can take 3 of these things right now. Not with my current, accuracy. What is my accuracy? Why am I have 11 accuracy. 11. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna swap... Oh no, I can't change... That's not good. I can't take a weapon out of my bag right now. I don't actually know if I can just run away. Okay. This thing is barely injured. I'm going to try to run away. I don't know if I'm going to be able to succeed here. Okay, I think I can... Nope. It's not gonna work. And are they gonna allow me to disengage? It looks like they're not gonna allow me to disengage. So I might be in trouble here. So I think I'm gonna have to restart this area. Okay, so I made some pretty serious mistakes here. I forgot just how huge a difference the fatigue makes. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to have to probably restart. We can... Oh, actually, maybe not. I mean, I've got...
Let's go.
It's really hard to say whether I'm going to be able to finish them this way. I'm not actually flanked anymore, which is pretty beneficial. But as you can see, with 3 of them attacking me like this, I am taking too much damage to regenerate it back up as quickly as I'm losing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to walk away. Why am I not regenerating anymore? I'm confused. Because I don't think I should be... Why am I not regenning? Let's see. Wait, this only lasts 45 seconds? Okay, so they've, I think, changed the way that the constant recovery thing works. I'm gonna have to end this. So, because I'm gonna die here. This has been changed. So what happens if I do quit? Because I can't just load this apparently. So yeah, this actually might be a harsher thing than I thought it was. Can I? If I quit, do I just? What happens? I don't know if it saved my file, and we'll find out. I'm just gonna hit continue. Alright, so I can always just exit out and restart that way. But yeah, since we are now going to be back at the beginning here, I could restart the whole game, but I don't think I want to do that. That would be silly. Anyway, we now figured out a little bit about the way that these mechanics work. I'm going to have to, first of all, before I forget, because I'm going to forget this by the next time I play, we want to put this in my offhand slot. So if I go to this weapon, I only have 43 deflection, but I have 32 accuracy. So that will allow me to very rapidly, like, pin down the opponents. Whereas with this, with a tank setup, I'm just way too inaccurate to actually finish fights. So anyway, that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to just end things here because I need to do some housework and get some stuff done. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure to not quite die horribly for you, and I hope to see you all again next time.